Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Okay, I really need some snow around here because we have no snow outside. It's December, it's almost Christmas, and here, at least in Belgium, no snow. It's pretty sad because we can't do much with this lockdown thing, this confinement. We are staying at home, we cannot go to ski anywhere in Europe. So it's pretty sad. So let's hope we're gonna have some snow around here, or anyway, I'm going to create it on After Effects. First of all, we go to project, we create a new project. Let's create from scratch. Um, so right click here on project tab, new composition. Uh, I do it square one because it's easier, nicer to put it on Instagram, for instance. So 1080 per 1080 FPS, 24 frames per second, and 5 seconds. That'll be good. Now that we have our composition, we are going to create the snowflake, which we will use afterwards. So on here on the tab here, you click new and create shape layer. In this shape layer, we are going to add a square. So how do we do that? You just double click on the rectangle tool here. So double click and you will this wonderful rectangle. Then you go down here and you click on rectangle path, and you are going to change the size. So uncheck the constraint proportion flag here and put on the width, you put something like 108 1000. Now we have this vertical rectangle. What you got to do at the contents level, you are going to click on add, and you are going to click on repeater. After that, you will open the repeater 1, which has been just created, open the transform repeater 1, and you will notice that the position is set to 100, 0. You will set the position to 0, 0 instead, because you don't want to move, but just to rotate. You will set the rotation to 60. Okay. Now, as we have set the copies to 3, we will have just the 3 copies, each one rotated by 60 degrees. And this will be our snowflake. For that, we can precompile it, precompose it. So selecting the shape layer, you press Ctrl Shift C, and you are going to create this new composition name. But we are going to choose new snowflake, because it's always good to name properly our layers. And this will be our snowflake. Now we will need to animate and create the real snow falling from the sky. So how do we do that? So right click in here, new solid, whatever color you want, it doesn't matter. And you are going to look for, in the effects and presets, you are going to look for particles. Particles. CC particle world is the one you want. So double click on it, and while you have the solid selected, and this will add the particle to our layer. At this point you can hide the snowflake because you don't need it anymore, at least visible. You click again on our particle. You can rename it because it's always good to rename. So once you are on the layer, you click enter, and then you put the name you want. So this will be our snow, and you see what happens here. Now the standard particle effect is this yellow rain, which is not at all what we want, but what we want to do will appear quite soon. So let's have a look at the properties of this CC particle world effect. We're going to set the birth rate to 1, so 1, a little bit less. Longevity, we're going to set it to 10 seconds, some more. Producer, it has to be not a single point, but we want the snow to come down from the sky, so we need it to be larger, larger and larger. and we want it above our screen, so we are going to move the position Y above over the screen. Um, Now what we have to do is to modify, we can close producer, we go to physics. Um, First of all, you can set the animation to twirly. No, so you have this wonderful yellow rain. So let's fix the yellow rain first of all, because this really bugs me. So particle, you go to particle. Instead of particle type, instead of line, we are going to choose textured square, and you will open the texture here, and you will have to select the texture layer. You're going to select the snowflake that we have just created, and that is much better. Here you have your snowflakes. Uh, Now let's go back to the physics where we were before. So the initial velocity, we don't need the initial velocity, so we can put a very small value, something like 0.05, just a little bit of initial velocity. Inherit velocity, you leave it like that. Gravity, we're going to put something smaller, 0.1. Resistance, we're going to put something higher because the snow is finding a lot of the resistance in the air while moving, so 1.3. And that's it. Now we go to the particle. We've already set up our snowflake, and we will go down to the color, because the snow is not white, is not yellow at all. We're going to put something like maybe something like in the blue, a little bit like that, and that color something similar as well. Okay, and we can also set the you see, the problem now we have is the fact that for the first 2 seconds we don't have any snow on the screen. That is because the snow, the particle emitter is starting to emit, but above the visible area. So what we have to do is to move the snow layer to the left here, so that at the beginning we have already a screen full of snow like this, and after that we're going to take the right side of the layer and we're going to move it till the end like that. This way, when we start our animation with a screen already full of snow. Actually, what we can still do is to reduce the size of our snow flakes because they're too big. So we can put 0.1, 0.1, maybe a little bit bigger, 0.15. No, sorry, what is that? 0.15. Size variation, we can set the difference between the biggest and the smallest ones. So you see, you have big and small ones. So it's gonna be pretty nice. And here we go. We have like that our snow. It's gonna be very, very easy. No plugin required, and you can do whatever you want with this snow. You cannot ski, but yeah. If you still are not satisfied and want to have some ideas, what else could we add to this composition? We could add some mountains for examples on the background. So select the pen tool, click somewhere on the screen to create some mountains, I don't know, like this, and close it like that, and then you can click on V again. This is mountain 1, and you can set mountain 2, so Control D to duplicate. You create a second mountain. You're gonna move it on the screen with the arrows like that. You're gonna put it maybe behind, and the second mountains you click on T to take the opacity here, and you're gonna put the opacity back down to, yeah, like that, 50 something, so that it appears far away. So you have this kind of nice natural looking absolutely image. You can also write, for instance, no text, Merry Christmas, and yeah, I put it around there in the middle, and that's it. You can create a wonderful animated GIF like this, and put it wherever you want, or maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, you can. What you could do also, let's see if it's nice or not. So Merry Christmas. Let's put some animation on the Merry Christmas. So click on Merry Christmas. Press P to take out position, separate dimension position, and so at around I don't know 2 seconds, set a keyframe on the Y position. Then you move back at the beginning and you increase the Y like that, so that it's coming out like this. Maybe you can set an easy ease on the keyframe, so you select both the keyframes and press F9 to have a smoother animation. To maybe it could be better if you click while Y's position is selected, you click on the graph, and you can modify the graph in here. You take this part and move it down so that you have an initial quick movement and then it stops like there. Yeah, whatever. There's so many things that you can do, but that's the basic one that you could already be happy to create if you are a beginner, to create an animation like this and put it on Instagram. You can put clearly you can write whatever you want, and then what you can do, you can just add to render queue or add to Adobe Media Encoder queue, add render queue, and that's going to be added into the render queue. You select your best settings, and then you click on render, and it's going to render your file, and it will be ready for Instagram or whatever you want to do it for. Okay, if you enjoyed this tutorial and you want to see more of this kind of tutorials, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell to be notified when the new video will come out. If you enjoyed the video, put a like, it's much appreciated. But anyway, if you are still in need of snow, yeah, you don't have it in your country, just created some in After Effects. So, see you soon and happy holidays. Bye.